Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of ZBrush on the iPad. So I'm excited about this one. This is another feature that came out at the same time as ZModeler. So if you've been watching my channel, you know that that's my jam. I love me some ZModeler. But another very cool update was in the way of UVs. So let's look at this here. So we've got our head model, and in the previous video, I showed how to use Z-remesher to get a cleaner poly level, a level that we can work with a little easier. This is around 10,000 polys, and so this helps with the UV side of things. Now, if you've ever created your own UVs by unwrapping something manually, it can be a lot of work, especially with this level of density here. It's still fairly high. But here in ZBrush, they have a little tool called UV Master, and you find it in your main palette menu all the way at the bottom, UV Master. And so it's pretty straightforward. If you're doing something symmetrical, then select symmetry. You can try to just unwrap it right out of the gates, but I like using this control painting. So click on that, and what does it say? This model without additional blah blah blah, right? Additional subdivision. So if you want to keep your different levels of subdivision, which I recommend you do, you can choose work on clone. Click that, and it duplicates that subtool. So we just had the head, and so now it's just by itself. And now we can click on control painting. And there's 3 different types of painting here. You can protect, attract, or erase. So depending on how detailed you want to get. I always start with protect, and you can see here in my test video I did a little version of this. I didn't think it was going to save, but that's okay, it's helpful. So I use this protect paint. So select protect. That's what gives us this red color, and you can see I'm painting over here. Symmetry is on, so it's painting on both sides. Okay, so basically you want to, and you can be kind of messy with it. It's not an exact science. Maybe we want to connect these ears together, so hopefully it will create kind of an island with all of that on there. And then with the blue, that's the attract. So basically you're saying, I want you to put my seams in these areas if possible. You work your magic, ZBrush, but if I were to choose, this is where I would want my seams. And so because I have experience unwrapping things manually, this is basically where I would have created my seams. So once you're happy with that, we can go back to the UV Master palette and just hit unwrap all, and it does its thing. The control painting disappears. It shows us that it created an island, but we don't see anything, right? Yeah, so a couple of ways we can visualize what happened. When you're in this clone version, I recommend doing it here because you won't be able to do it later, but hit flatten. There you go, and then we can see this is, and it's kind of upside down, but it's showing the UV area and how this is fit in there, and it's kept it all as one big piece, and that's because the way I drew my seams and stuff as well. Maybe we could get this to break up into multiple pieces and maybe be cleaner in the end, but this is feeling pretty good to me. Obviously if you're doing highly detailed stuff and I don't know, doing it manually, you can probably get even better results. But for an automated process, this works pretty good in my book. Okay, so that's one way of visualizing it. Then we come back to here and hit unflatten. We can hit check seams, and then it will show you exactly where it drew the seams. So that's where the cuts happened. Uncheck that, clear the maps. That'll delete what we've done. Because we're working on a clone, in order to get it to our actual model, our non-clone version, we need to copy UVs, and you'll see a little message up here that it exported those UVs. So then we go back to our tool, click on this guy up here, and then choose our other model, and then this brings back all of our subtools. We've got our head selected. Then if we go back to UV master, we can now paste UVs, and it says reading, go Z, file, and then you're done. So if I were to try to flatten this, it would say, sorry, you've got multiple subdivisions, you can't do that. So what are some other ways I can check? Well, I'm glad you asked. We can go back to tool and then to texture map. We've already got it. And then there's a couple ways we could do it. We can create a texture map. So we can do it new from UV map or new from UV check. Let's try that one. That's not very interesting, but we can see here, can't really like to zoom in, but you can see it's a similar shape to what we saw before. Let's try another one of these, new from UV map. There we go. So this is a little more helpful because we can see we've got nice gradient colors in all of this area, on the ears, everywhere where we wanted to protect. But then along these seams, obviously there's a harsh line, and that's to be expected because it has to unwrap somewhere. But as we're painting or texturing this, we can be careful to ensure that we're blending that area in well so we don't see the seam. Right? You can try some other textures as well to get a feel for what's happening. Click on the texture itself and pick one of these pattern ones like that one, and you can see how the shapes are staying together. They're stretching a little bit in here, but overall they're pretty consistent in size and everything, so that is helpful. That's what we're looking for. Let's try another one. Do this as a smaller texture. Oh, there we go. The old checker box test. So, and again, the test you want to see in here is that it keeps a continuous checker pattern and that the checker boxes themselves are close in size. We don't want them to go super big or super small. And, you know, there are some areas where they get squished a little bit as you get close to the seam, but generally they stay pretty consistent. And for something that's automatic, you get what you pay for. So I haven't checked if this is available in the free version, but you know, $80 a year for a desktop super powerful tool like ZBrush, yeah, pretty sweet if you ask me. So hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was helpful. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see done on one of these tutorials. Happy to oblige. Till next time, keep on creating.